Now let's use some of the same techniques to work on the kind of swing arm frame. And so this is the piece on the outside of this swing arm that we're talking about with the pegs attached to the back right here. And so let's go ahead and create this, and it's going to be maybe a little bit more complex as far as creating the splines. The first thing we're going to do is create this circle and then this upper spline right in here. Okay, and then some of these other areas that are going to be a little bit further forward. So I'll start by creating a circle in the correct spot here. So I'll just drop this into position. And I'll just kind of move it in the right spot. And I'll put this as kind of the outer part of this circle. Okay, I'll go ahead and convert this to an editable spline. Select the segments, and I'm just going to divide these, and I'll just probably divide them once. Give us something like that. Guys, add a little bit more res later. And now let's go ahead and again create a line, and I'm going to, instead of starting a new shape, I'm just going to include it on the existing shape. And I'll start my line back here, and I'll just kind of pull this across and down here. Okay, and as I come in this corner, I want to go ahead and turn that corner and then drop it up near that circle. And now I can come in and modify that, because I know it's going to be a little bit messy there. So I'll just modify some of these lines, some of these vertices rather. You get a nice smooth curve. Okay, and again, since I haven't moved anything, this is going to be on the same level as the circle that we just created. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add that in. Alright, so now let's go ahead and create, I'm going to actually just go ahead and fuse this real quick. Go ahead and take those points, those vertices, and just fuse them together. And now I'm going to create a new spline here. Let's create a new circle right in here. Okay. And again, if you want to add a little bit more res, if you know ahead of time you're going to be adding some more and connecting this up, you can go ahead and just divide that. Okay. And then I also want to go ahead and add with the line this piece right in here. So we'll go ahead and just draw this across right in here, and then just draw this out. And again, we can always modify our points, so we don't necessarily have to be that careful. Go ahead and close that up. Okay, and then we can take those points and just tweak the shape on those. If you want to get a little bit less sharpness there, we can kind of take that tangency out a little bit, and then turn these and just kind of give it a nice shape that matches up fairly well with whatever reference that we're using here. Alright, it could be a little bit hard to see, so you can always turn off that background and kind of work things out a little bit. Okay, this one we can, if we want to modify that, we could do that. Get a little bit of a softer shape there. Alright, now in this case we've added these and they're not part of this initial one, so we had that new spline on, so we'll go ahead and attach all of these. Okay, let's take a look and see if there are any other pieces that we need to add at this juncture. And I think that's probably good for this particular level. So I'm going to go ahead and take that spline, okay, and I'm going to clone it. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down Shift, pull this forward a bit, make a copy. So now I'm going to select this back one, okay, and I want to take the splines on that, and I want to get rid of all of them but the circle. Okay, so I'm now left with this circle in the back, and this back is the level that we're going to be adding our new splines here. So now let's go ahead and add these splines along the back, along the outer portion, because all these seem to be about the same level, and then we'll come in and add some of these splines over here. So we'll just go ahead and create a new line, And you can start this wherever you want, but I'm going to go ahead and just start it up here, I think, and just start to bring this down. Okay. And then you want to just get it right along that circle there. And you can kind of stop close by to that circle, close to that circle. And then we'll continue on kind of over here. And I'll just kind of draw this out with the spline. Kind of draw this out up here. Let's go ahead and bring this shape out. Okay, and go ahead and continue on. If you continue past your window, you can always hit I as you're still drawing, and it'll just pop you right over there, so you don't have to worry about missing out on, you know, where you're supposed to be drawing here, interrupting your workflow. Okay, and I'll go ahead and draw this out, kind of right along here. Okay, and then we can go ahead and just modify again those vertices and get those just right in the right spot. Okay, we may need to pull that up a little bit. Okay, so just kind of shape those out a little. And so this is going to be on the back level of this piece. All right, go ahead and pull this in a little bit. And this is going to be on that same level. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a circle. Okay, create a circle right here. Okay, and then I can take that and go ahead and just clone that out, something like that. Make that a copy, convert that to an editable spline. Okay, and take some of those segments and just delete those. So I'm getting the outside of this circle that I can now move around a little bit before I go and connect this up with the outer spline when we go to our stage of kind of connecting everything up. Okay, so all of these are kind of at the same level. Okay, and we can move some of these points around. You know there's a circle at this level right behind here. Okay, let's go ahead and connect all of these lines up and just attach those. So attach, and I'll just come in and attach all of these at that point. All right, and let's go ahead and attach that back circle as well. Okay, now for this back circle, we're not going to need all of these segments in here, but let's go ahead and leave them for now. Let's take a look at this, what we've got so far on our cage. So we've got several different levels happening. We've got the green level here, and then this blue level that's going on. So I can go ahead and take this line over here, and I'm just going to fuse it with the line on this circle. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just fuse that together. And then I'm going to go ahead and just take this line all the way up here and fuse that with this guy, so it's all kind of connected up. Okay, but I don't want to quite get rid of all of these lines inside there yet. The next thing we'll do is create the sort of triangular shaped indentions inside there. All right, and so these are going to be these inner pieces right in here. So we just take our line, and I'm going to stop short of the circle there, but I'm going to go ahead and just go in and just very quickly block this in. Okay. Just kind of quickly block that in. Same thing up here. Just kind of pull that in. There we go. Make that a closed spline. That's fine on that one. Okay, and then you just want to tweak. Oops. You just want to tweak around some of your shapes there. So now we can start to connect this up just a little bit. So we want to attach it to begin with. So I'll take this line, and let's go ahead and attach this little center piece there. Okay. Go to a vertex, and we can start to refine this. We know that this one's going to be at that particular level. Okay, so we can go ahead and just do refine connect. And let's do linear. Just drop that across. And then same thing here. Go ahead and pull that in. Okay, so we can start to connect some of these pieces together. All right. So let's go ahead and continue on in the next lesson in creating this swing arm frame. So we've got several of the pieces sort of drawn out. Let's go ahead and continue next in sort of spending a little bit more time connecting these pieces. We know how to create the surface from these. Let's look a little bit more at connecting some of these pieces that are maybe a little bit more complex than some of the other objects that we created. All right, so we'll go ahead and continue on in the next lesson.